Hi, my name is Matthew. I'm a music teacher. And I want to talk a little bit about food waste here in schools and generally around the country. As of right now, 1 in 5 children in this country struggle with where their next meal will come from. Well over 30% of all the food that's made commercially in this country gets thrown away. Here in schools, particularly in schools like ours, every student is provided a free breakfast and a free lunch, but we can't force kids to eat them. So you have a combination of food, more food being made than is necessary, and then food being thrown away on a regular basis. Now, unlike at a McDonald's, where food that's not used that gets thrown away cuts into the money made by that corporation, here it's your tax dollars that pay for this food that gets thrown in the trash. Now, the rules are simple. If food touches a student's tray and he's required to take the tray, that food must be eaten by that student or thrown away. He can't share the food. He or she can't share the food. He or she can't take the food home. And he or she can't donate the food outside of the school. So it must go in the trash. Now, some schools around the country, they do donate food that is still wrapped to homeless shelters or to various businesses in the area that give that food out to the people that are in need. But in the school system here, we're not allowed to do that. We're the 6th largest school district in the country right now, if I'm not mistaken. And here we throw out every piece of food that touches a student's plate. Some schools have what's called a share table. And at the shared table, you can put certain foods on this table, and then other kids who might want a little bit more, they can go eat those. But here at our school, we don't allow that. The reasoning is allergies. There's the idea that all it takes is one kid to eat something that he was allergic to and didn't realize. He gets sick, and then they get held liable. So we don't have the shared table. So from what I've seen in here in our lunchroom, such a significant amount of food every day is thrown away. Still wrapped, still good, still could be eaten, and still completely safe for anybody to eat. Personally, me, here at this school, I was going into the cafeteria and I was taking wrapped food that had been left by the kids and by teachers that are provided the food for free that didn't want it, and I was taking that food. Again, never taking food from a child, but the children would get up, they'd line up, they'd leave, and before the custodian would throw away completely wrapped and completely good food, I was taking it with me and using it. The cafeteria staff forced me to stop. They said that it was against their protocol, and that if they were audited by the government, that they would be in trouble and that they wouldn't be reimbursed for the food that they paid for this program. So, while I do understand the protocol, the notion that rather than give this food away, rather than use it on a shared table, and rather than allow people to eat it before it goes in the trash, that protocol requires the food to be thrown in the trash, to me, is nonsense. Whether or not I should be entitled to go get food that's about to be thrown away and directly into the trash maybe is arguable, but the question of whether or not the food is required to be thrown in the trash rather than us finding a way to use it, to me, is deplorable.
Yeah.